guys, so in my last video, I talked about how cutting boards can really play a big role in keeping your edge sharp for a long time. But there are, of course, other things that you could be doing. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you want your edge to stay sharp for a very long period, it's really important to do maintenance daily or every couple of days if you're doing it at home, but basically touch up your knife a little bit. And the way you're going to do that is by using a finishing stone. Now, finishing stones are anywhere 3,000 grit and higher. I have an 8,000 grit, but whatever you have, you want to use a finishing stone because that's what's going to be able to touch up your knife without grinding off too much metal. So the way I'm going to touch up my knife is very simple. I'm just going to go straight to my finishing stone rather than going on to my medium stone or anything coarser than this. So right now, since I sharpened my knife not too long ago, and now I'm at a point where I just want to touch it up. Now this knife is still very, very sharp, but by touching it up on my finishing stone, I'm able to keep that sharpness for a longer period. So again, what I'm going to do is just go straight onto my 8,000 grit Kitayama, and what I'm going to do is the same thing that I do normally when I use a finishing stone. I'm going to find the proper angle, and I'm going to work very lightly. I'm not pressing hard. Remember, I don't even need to sharpen this knife. This is just a little bit of a touch-up to help that edge stay for a longer time. So I start on the back side, flip over, and just touch up the front side. Now when I'm doing this touch-up, I only need to work on my finishing stone for maybe a few minutes at most. This knife is already very, very sharp. So again, I'm just touching up the edge a little bit, and by doing this, it's just going to hold its edge for a lot longer. Now remember, when you're using a finishing stone, just like always, make sure you don't press too hard. If you press too hard, you can always dull your knife more than sharpen it. So there are a few benefits in using a finishing stone to touch up your knife every now and then. Of course, you're extending that life of the edge, but also you're grinding off a lot less metal. So rather than sharpening every few weeks or few months with a medium grit and grinding off a lot of metal each time you need to sharpen, by using a finishing stone, you're just touching up and grinding as little as possible. So your knife will overall last a longer time. And after a few minutes, that's all I need to do. Now that my knife is touched up a little bit, it's going to hold its edge for a longer time, and I'll come back and do this in a couple of days maybe, depending on how much I use my knife. Now I hope you guys found this helpful, and I hope you guys go ahead and start touching up your knives every now and then with the finishing stone to extend the life of your edge. Until next time, see you guys later.